Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. I should probably check the mic. I forgot I was moving it around, but let me check that in a minute. Hop on. Let's check this out. I'll make sure that the mic is all set up real quick. And I hope everybody had a great day. We were pretty on the money with the looking at what the market wanted to do. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Okay. Just wanted to double check because I forgot I had it all moved around, and I just wanted to make sure it was all good. So pile in, everybody, because it's going to be a great show. Things are looking good. Market did exactly what we thought. I told you guys this morning I thought it was going to move, and our tariff day is tomorrow, and I think they're going to be lightened. It looks pretty good. Obviously, things were jumping up. We're going to dissect it and see what's going on. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And here we are. This is what the heat map looked like when it closed. Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, Meta, Amazon, Apple, all of them up. Tesla way up. So things looking good right there. And let's see, Tesla was up like 930. It's jumping up. It's going to hit these 50s. And probably stay in that channel, but not a bad thing. And again, you can run them up, run them down, do whatever you want, but it is getting set up, this market. And like I said, they have it under control, I feel, and they're using the tariffs to control the market. So it looks like tomorrow will be a lightened tariff day. It is that tariff day tomorrow, and today is April Fool's Day. And I think I mean, I didn't even know there was major elections today, to be honest with you. They held them on April Fool's Day. That's pretty wild. But yeah, Wisconsin and Florida both having elections today. I had no idea. And apparently Florida already won, and I guess we're just waiting for Wisconsin to see who wins that one. So that was pretty wild to find out that there was two elections going on. I thought it was April Fool's joke. I knew that they were coming up, but I didn't realize they were today. So there you are with that. And how about that WTF? I mean, what the fuck? That thing went nutty today, along with the Newsmax. That was up in $233 range. So we'll go through all that as well. And yeah, there you go. That one, these new IPOs going wild. So let's roll. Oh, RSLS, we were all over that. That was over 300% today. We were looking at this BIAF in the morning. It was on the Jolie's jumpers, I believe. And yeah, we just kind of see everything. Again, you can't trade them all, nor do you want to, but you pick the ones that are going to be good. There's 300%ers right there, and over 179. ICCT is another one we had mad early. So we're way up on that as well. So there you go. A ton of them. I mean, there's so many that I can't even keep track of them to post them that often. Even the winners and the 100%ers. I know we hit way more 100%ers. I even post a good amount, but I don't post as much because I make sure that they're going to be runners. And but yeah, I forget to even, post them back up that they were over 100% because there's just so many of them. It's insane. We crush the market all the time, and it doesn't even, like I say, you don't even have to hit 100%ers. That doesn't even matter. You just have to trade them smart. You can pick all the 100%ers you want. We do it, but then you have to trade smart or they don't matter. So, and that's what we've gotten into too. I think we trade pretty smart, find out where these levels are, and really just trying to lock in profits and go from there. So let's look at the market and see what's going on. And if you guys did not see today, or listen, it wasn't on a video, but Jay Woods, I talked to him at 10 a.m. this morning, and he was a great guest. I'll retweet that out after the show. But listen to that, because I mean, the guy is a fascinating guy. He was a money maker on obviously a market maker on Wall Street, and he's a New York Stock Exchange executive floor chair, so he's been doing it for a long time. He grew up around the area I grew up with, and you can listen to that because he even talks about what they do when they haul the stock and all that good stuff. I thought it was really interesting and some great insight on Wall Street there, so check that out. And it was just about 45 minutes. I know he had a busy day, always does on Wall Street, so you can check that out. And here we go. Let's check out our list right here. But yeah, I'll tweet that back out, and appreciate Jay Woods coming on, taking his time today, because I really enjoyed that. And Logic Mark right here. Let's see. It did try to get moving today. Look at it. It was at 0.0194. It was down a little bit, up a little bit, running around a little bit. And I'm telling you, this thing is just right there. They had news come out too. Look at that thing trying to curl up. And yeah, they had secures approval to deliver new medical alert with cell phone tech to veterans and seniors through U.S. General Services Administration. I have no idea, but whatever. And it had something going on today, and I'm telling you, it looks like it's ready to get rolling off of there. And you know that I was looking at it yesterday at that 0.018 something. It got down there today. See, 0.0180. It got right down there at the bottom again today. So we'll keep our eye on Logic Mark. It does look pretty good, I must say. It was looking like it wants to roll right off of there. So we will check that out in the morning. APDN, let's see what this is up to, because that was looking good yesterday. And it was moving up. It was at like the 180s or, oh yeah, it went up. Did it go up to 2? I didn't even notice it went up to 2. I was going to say, I know it went up to 190s, I believe, but it got up to 206 at some point. And it is, it's down at 162. It opened at 170. So I didn't even notice that it pulled back there, to be completely honest with you. I just knew it was up earlier. And again, it's just kind of bouncing around. Not bad as it's curling up. It's going up there. So we'll keep an eye on this one. But again, just kind of jumping around. Look at them weird looks, like it's ready to do something right there. You can tell, and I would assume it doesn't want to come back down, that's for sure. So if it's going to do something, it looks like it's about to run. And that is your APDN. And how about that WTF? Watton Financial from Hong Kong. This thing went wild this morning, guys. Opened at 429 and ran up to like 1985. But I think it was, did it go up higher? Went up to 28 in the after hours right there. So I was going to say, I thought it went even higher than that. But yeah, so it definitely did. And it closed at 1431. You can see this, oh, it does have it right there in the after hours. But yeah, it ran way up there. I thought it was up. And it came back down to 1431. So we'll look at this tomorrow. It could be a runner in the morning, brand new. And we might as well look at that Newsmax as well, because that was crazy. And we looked at it yesterday or this morning, whenever we were looking at it, and look at this thing. This thing went up like over $100 today, guys. So, and Newsmax right here went wild. And I know I said look at it yesterday. It was definitely on the list with a momentum play, and I would say that's a hell of a momentum play, because it went way up there. It was over like 100%. It went up 124 to 287, and it's at 189 right now. So there you go at Newsmax. And another one we'll keep an eye on for tomorrow and see how it opens up, how it wants to run. But it still looks like it could run up a little bit more, but you got to be careful after 2 run-ups like that. That is pretty wild right there. And it looks like it came down a little bit in the after hours. And this hit right here looks pretty good, but we'll look at WTF and that Newsmax for momentum plays. And hit was looking pretty good. It was up a little bit today, up to 74. It closed around 70. Let me see what it says. I know it was running up. Up 74. It closed around 70. And look at it, hitting that line. And it's not looking bad, guys. So keep an eye on this HIT. I know we've been looking at Health in Tech, and it's a software application. You know, some of these can run. Look at that big old dip, the fish hook. And it is looking pretty good right there for HIT. So I've been keeping an eye on that one. And our Newton Golf right here, this one did pull back. It ran up yesterday. It was in that great spot. Pulled back. It still doesn't look terrible, though. I'm not going to lie. Let's look and see what it did in the after hours here. Yeah, it does not look terrible. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. It may want to just pull back a little bit, try to set up. We'll see, but we already got that pop yesterday, and it was setting up right there for Newton Golf, so I'll keep an eye on that. And this BON was down a little bit today, and again, it's just not ready for us yet, but maybe tomorrow it very well could be. It could be that nice little dip right there, so I will keep an eye on BON tomorrow. It could be getting ready right there. So So I will definitely keep my eye on that because, like I said, that one I think is going to get set up, and it did. It tried to base out, drops down that level. They love to do that right now, and then they get ripping. So you don't want to be caught in them because then you got to make up that ground. And then it's better to be way down and be patient. Like I said, there's so many popping right now that you're not even missing anything. You got things like Newsmax and WTF going wild. If you invested 10 grand in Newsmax, it'd be worth over 200K today. And yeah, Laptop Travel said maybe short Newsmax here. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. You might get another run up. We'll have to see. But I was thinking the same thing about shorting them because you may see a big old short down too. And we'll have to keep an eye on it. This is brand new, so you just don't know. But yeah, pretty wild ones right there for sure. And so that was BON as well. And I'm telling you, that one's not looking bad down here. And the good old Lion had pulled back. It looked like yesterday was its bottom, and it is trying to get set up. LGHL not looking bad, curling up, and I do think it's going to get moving relatively soon. I think you're going to see it try to roll right back out of that bottom right there. And again, I think tomorrow they may pull them tariffs and make them light, and then you'll see things really popping. That's what we're seeing, these looks. So they could be rolling up. And again, we might get him up to the 20 into this channel, and then he's going to say something about a tariff and pull it way back down. And we're going to see this happen for a little while they try to get things figured out. So just be ready for that. AGM right here, I tried to do AGMH, but that didn't work, and this one's pulling back. But we will do AGMH right here, AGM Group Holdings. And we have been looking at it, and it was down a little bit today. Let's see what it's up to right here. AGMH. There we go. And yeah, it did pull back. I mean, it's not terrible, but it definitely pulled back there 7%. So we'll see that one tomorrow. And again, it ran up that one day, pulled back. We'll see when it wants to see how it gets that level. Usually they don't even pop up when they try to go down, but this one popped up, went down, and we'll see if it wants to set back up right there. ALLR, this one was trying to get set up the other day, and let's take a look at it because I thought it was looking pretty good, and now the 20 started curling down on it. ALLR, and it did take a dip today. 99, it was at 101 and came back down to 85. It's at 89 right now, and it is pulling back, so we'll have to keep an eye on ALLR right here because it appears to be pulling back, and it was trying to get set up right there. It was hard to tell, but it looked pretty good, and now it definitely doesn't. They do turn around fast, and even tomorrow it could try to curl back up and try to move again, but at the moment it does look like it wants to pull back right there. ALLR and Clue right here, CLEU. That one hasn't looked bad the last few days, and it's getting into that 20 area, guys. I might want to keep an eye on this thing. We know these things love to get wild fast. Look at that thing right there. Definitely want to keep an eye on Clue for tomorrow, guys, because that could be wild. And you know there's a ton of room. I mean, look at this. And you see things like Newsmax and all these other things, and like that WTF, they're running up. And we went through these ones last night, the education and training services in China. There were a couple set up. It wasn't the whole sector, but there had already been some running up and some other ones looking really good. So we'll keep an eye on Clue. I'm telling you, that one could be a really good one. And this UOKA, I mean, just watch this thing to try to run. It looked like it was getting set up, and then this one actually hit there and bounced down, which I was surprised. And let's see, I'm looking at it right now, and it looks worse than it did earlier. It was up a little bit, but it definitely pulled back there. It opened at 16. It got up to 17. I must have saw it. I think it was like up in here at that level. When I looked at it, you could see it spiked up. And yeah, it definitely looked better, and it's down. It looks obviously in that after hours because it came down to 15.50, 15 and a half, and it's at that low price right there. So it definitely pulled back. And yeah, it wasn't looking bad earlier, but it definitely is looking like it wants to pull back a hair. We'll look at it tomorrow. Maybe it pulls itself back up. And again, if they're green and cruising, it could. But this one has them runarounds like crazy. So we will have to definitely take a look at this UOKA, because that one gets turned around quite easily. And again, it wasn't looking bad earlier. I remember looking at it. And LAC, That was up, and it is in this channel right here. We thought maybe it would bounce off of here, but it popped up. And again, just getting set up right here. Look at these two trying to meet up like Pac-Man again. Keep an eye on this thing. We'll see tomorrow. I'll look at it tomorrow and see if it actually really was. That's what I was wondering, if it actually ran up there. What's it say? Up there. I wasn't looking at that either, but 289 is like right around there, right there. And it touched up there. It says the 293. So it actually just doesn't look too bad. LAC, you might want to keep an eye on that one as well. That one's not looking bad to set up from them after hours. And AIM wasn't looking bad today. Look at this thing trying to get set back up and roll off that MACD. As we know, they like to. So keep an eye on AIM. You can see it in the channel. Could get moving. So we'll watch that one and see if it wants to start aiming back up. And let's look at that OCGN, because I had pulled back a little bit yesterday, some today. After it made this resistance, we kind of figured it'd get back into this channel. So let's see it get back down here, roll back off, and then start breaking and see if it can get turned back around. But it was a beauty. We had it down here all the way up to this, and we'll see if it does want to roll back off. And then we're interested, because look at that 20 is doing exactly what we thought. Remember, curl back up and maybe ride this chart up. So that's what we're paying attention to right there. And this MRM, that chart kind of changed around, but it isn't looking bad down here. It does look like it tried to bottom yesterday. I was definitely looking at this thing, and look at it. It is trying to get set up. So we'll see tomorrow. It could get moving right there. So another one you can keep an eye on right there, MRM. And this MLGO has been another great momentum play right here. And it was up definitely today, ran up, but finally it's probably down. Maybe you can short this one down. I don't think it has options, but I don't even know. But yeah, this one finally probably ran its course at 34.21. And another one that was yeah, it does have options right there. Look at that bad boy. So you might be able to short that guy down, right? I love that feature right there. It's pretty cool that they have that. So what's the short interest? It's definitely peaking. Look at that thing going up, the short interest. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, you keep an eye on that. And that is MLGO. We can look at that other one. What were we looking at? Newsmax, real quick, just to see. I'm just curious. It's so new that that's why I was just curious. No options, it says, yet. And where was the, what was I looking for? It doesn't have the short thing. It is so new. I was just wondering if it said anything, but I don't see it. So anyway, there you go with that. And what else were we looking at? That was MLGO. And again, I think it is pulling back here. We'll see if it gets stuck in the top and wants to bounce back up. But it looks like it could be coming down. HKPD, this one has that weird look, guys. And these Hong Kong ones could be cruising. They do get rolling. And look at it. It looks like it wants to roll back off. We were looking at this thing for a little while, and it's not looking bad, I must say. HKPD and KAVL, this thing, remember guys, I told you it was looking good, and there you go, it jumped up there today. And again, there's so many poppers we have, I can't even post them all. I mean, I can, but it would just be just take all day, I guess. And I like to do trade and do other things, so I keep you guys posted on ones that I see. But again, we see these things setting up, you know it's going to be running. And if you ever have questions, I kind of forget about some of them, and I run through them so fast that while I'm running through, I don't stop to actually post about them, because it would just throw me off, I guess. So if you ever want to see anything during the day, you know, just post a comment and I'll take a look at it. It only takes me a couple seconds. So I'm always on here looking at things, that's for sure. And KAVL, there you go, running up to today, and we'll see if it can get pushed through there. I can't really tell, to be honest, but it does look pretty strong, so I would assume it might want to. And that one we had for the last few days saying it was going to go up, and it totally did, KAVL. And we'll look at if it wants to keep bouncing right there. DGLY, I don't even know what I just hit, but DGLY right there, Digital Ally, that thing's been dipping down. We were looking at that yesterday saying maybe it wants to roll, and I think this thing might. It looks like it just went up in the after hours. I just looked over there, and let's see. see, yeah, it is. And yeah, this thing's way down. Again, you don't need it way up here because look, you're still trying to make up that ground. It was up at like 5 cents. And then yesterday probably bottomed out right here and it's starting to move. So keep an eye on this to try to get a little pop up and roll off that MACD. I like that DGLY. And what I was saying is you don't need them as they're dipping down. You need them as they're going up because look, you still have to make up all that room if you're trying. And they still looked good in these days, but you have to make sure they're really rolling. And it did. And it can be a quick trade. So, but we'll see it again. It was up off that MACD a little bit much. Wasn't crazy. Looked like it wanted to. Now they're touching. Like now you're ready to roll. So keep an eye on this. And they're waiting until their very last second, most of them at this moment. And so you have to be extremely patient and really watch these things fall, just like that LGMK logic mark was just at like 14 cents and now it's at 2. So you watch these things just get really, really cheap, and then you try to see what you like best and what fits your trading. And AUD, this one had just split. We were taking a look at it. It did pull back today, it says, and let's see, it is down there. We'll take a look at it. It was running around 377 to 409. It closed at 387, so it closed up a little. But again, we'll take a look at that and just see if it wants to roll. Excuse me. And DXF right here. Let's see what this is up to because it was not looking bad on that 20. I know it was up and then it pulled back some. It might have ran up in the after hours from what it looks like over there. 740 to 818 and it closed at 741, so it looks like it opened and closed around the same. Has that crazy look, and but curling up really good right there. I'll have to take a look at that in the morning, DXF, and see what that wants to do right there. And how about that RSLS? That one popped up huge, over 300% today, and we were all over this thing. RSLS, it was definitely on Laptop Travel's list, and he was talking about it just the other day. And there you go, 42 to 320, and it closed at 219. So that one went popping, I would say, over 300%, and just another one that we ripped right through. So keep an eye on it for a momentum play. It could try to get to that top. You never know with these things like this, but it doesn't look bad in that spot. So they have been running when they run up like that with some momentum. We'll keep an eye on that in the morning, but it did get over 300%, and this one ran up big time too. Look at it, over 100% today, but we were in early ICCT, and this is in the top and looks like it wants to run a little more. Remember yesterday we said keep an eye on this because it had that look like it wanted to continue its way up, and it certainly is. So there you go with that momentum play, ICCT right there, and that one ran just as we thought. And Lucid right here is looking pretty decent. Look at this moving around, LCID, Lucid Group, and it's an auto manufacturer in the US, and look at that, it is trying to cruise up there. So LCID, keep an eye on it. Look at it hitting that 50 pretty hard. We'll see if it gets through right there for LCID. And yeah, RSLS and ICCT, you can look at them and see if they have a little momentum. And this thing's getting down here, this DNN. Well, I was looking at it before it got down here, and it ran up a little bit, made that resistance, pulled back, and you'll probably get a little run up. Let's take a look at it as it's getting set up. So yeah, DNN, look at that. It looks like it opened and closed at the same price because it did at 130. And we'll see if it tries to make like that pull back up look. You can see it right there. It has that look, and tries to get running back up there. Maybe it dips down a little bit more, but one to keep an eye on that's going to get set up relatively soon. And HEPA was moving right there, up 5 cents. Another one we've been watching pull back here, and it did. It looked like it had that weird look yesterday, and there you go, HEPA, another one. Look at that. So 43 up to 98, and it's at 53 right now. So that got moving, and that's another one. Again, you just can't even trade them all, and you'll keep an eye on that. I don't know if it's going to continue to run, but it did run today, and you cannot trade them all, nor do you want to, but we do know everything that's popping in the market, so you can pick and choose which ones you want, which ones fit your style, and we kind of point them right out. I mean, we're pretty accurate with what's going on right here, and again, I can't even post them all. There's just so many of them. We tear through the entire market, guys. It's pretty wild. So we just listen to the show, make your list. I print out the list. I make a list for you. I put it out there for you so you can print it out is what I was trying to think of. And you guys can follow along, and then I always try to remember to post it afterwards, and I've been pretty good with it when I put it on the stock cube afterwards. And so yeah, it hasn't been bad lately. So yeah, I've been posting that as well. And here we go. Let's just keep running. And RSLS ran from our entry of 34 cents to a high of 320 for almost an 840% run, guys. So there you go right there. And Laptop Travel definitely knows because he was all over it and trading it. So bang. I mean, we're giving out 800 percenters for free, and we're doing these on the daily. I mean, it's pretty wild what goes on. We see every single one popping and pointing them out. Gels right here. Here we go. Let's look at this GELS. Let's see what's happening right here with this guy. What is gel? I'll come back to that. Messed up. This one I'll keep an eye on tomorrow. We'll see what it's up to, that gels, but I will look at GEL and see what that one, Genesis Energy. It just caught my eye just on that last chart. It is way up there in the top. Maybe it rolls off and goes higher. It would have been a good one to be watching. We were not watching this by no means, but it would have been a nice one. And so yeah, there's gel right there and gels. But I'll look at gels tomorrow and see if it does want to get set up. And GCTK, this GlucoTrack was up in the after hours, I believe, and doesn't look bad. So I think that's one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Look at it running up almost 17 cents to 35. It's at 21, almost 22, and it did run up over that 20 and not looking bad for GlucoTrack. So we'll keep that on our track tomorrow because that one could be moving. And so yeah, keep an eye on that one right there. Let me mark it down. And that is GlucoTrack, and that one ran before SATX. Let's look at this. Satix Phi, I have no idea. Satix Phi Communications, I don't know what it says. Oh wow, it looks like it might have popped up there, I guess. Let's see. That's what it looks like to me. I was looking for it. I thought it was down here, but it didn't look like today because it looked like it was before April, but it was all the way up here is what happened. Let me look at this thing over here because I have no idea. 165 to 208. It's at 201, and yesterday it closed at 122, so that gapped up for sure and was running up SATX. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. It has that strange look, so I just can't get a good idea right off the bat. I would take a peek at it and see if it does want to pop up more. So if whoever looking at it reminds me tomorrow, I'll take a peek at it. It just has that run-up look already, so I don't want to tell you, yeah, it wants to go up more. You might have that momentum. You can see it trying to get into that top, but you just can't tell in them after hours like that, so I would rather look at it in the morning. CISO, this one was trying to get set up, and I think you have a few more days. And remember, we looked at it and said that the other day because I can tell by what it looks like over here on the histogram. And yeah, it's looking a little bit better. And again, that could be its bottom at 35. Would it get down to 40? So we'll see. It could be getting set up. And again, yesterday looks like it could be its bottom, but you don't need to jump in super early. You just need to catch it at the right time on the right pop one day, boom, get in and out, and that's all they need to do. So that is CISO, and we will keep an eye on that. And YCBD we looked at before, and it did pop up there today. I'm not sure what was going on. It didn't say anything right there. YCBD, someone had posted it earlier in the day, and it went from 23 to 42. It's at 33, hitting in that channel, hitting up at that 50 right there. And let's see if it can continue to run up. Like I said, I'm not sure what even happened, but maybe something good happened with them, and it is obviously doing something with CBD right there. So keep an eye. I'll look it up and see if anything went down with that thing. I don't see anything right there on the FinViz when I scroll down. Last thing looked like it was Valentine's Day, so that is YCBD. And CNNC. Yes, SC, that's tough for me. SCNX, holy cow, that's the worst letters ever. I would never name my company this. I wouldn't be able to say it. SCNX. CNX. They're not easy for my brain. Anyway, it's just pulling back right there, and we'll watch it try to roll off. And SCNX, yeah, and it's let's see, Scientures Holdings, and just trying to roll off right there. We'll see what it wants to do. It's been pulling back, and I would assume it's going to bottom out and try to roll off. I don't think it's ready tomorrow, but we will keep an eye on that. And that is a crazy one to try to say. And what is WXM? Yeah, WXM. That looks like a new one today, and looks like a new IPO. So, and a China one. That one ran up from what, 420? It was on a smoke break up to 799. It opened up on a smoke break. Look at that. It was just sitting there token, and then this one, yeah, 420. Look at that. It's down at 402 right now, but it ran up. So it was a good run for that day, and I don't know if it's going to do anything tomorrow, to be honest with you. It's hard to tell. And BTOG right here was moving back up. We'll see if that's basing out. You can see it trying to get set back up. So I'll keep an eye on that tomorrow just to see if it has that curl up look, because you don't know. It just tried to run up today from 19 to 24, and we'll definitely see it's back at 19 there and has that open and close look at the same price, because it did. And good old Hims, I don't know what I typed in, but Hims right here, Hims and Hers, this was way up there. We looked at it the other day. It was up over 72, and it does look like it's trying to move back up. I would just honestly make sure it gets into that channel. It's hitting some really good resistance right there. It could pull back tomorrow, so I would really make sure it wants to get moving, and before you get into it, because you could get a better price. So yeah, watch that one, HIMS. I'll keep an eye and just see if that does want to pull back anymore. And that's HIMS, like I said, an AHRO. Hold on, what is it? AHRO. It could be a it could be an OTC. Couldn't even remember what it was called. OTC is what they're called. AHRO. Authentic Holdings. That one ran up today. And again, it has the 2 zeros, but it does not look bad. It ran up like 50%. And that one, you OTCers, you guys could see some more run up right there on that one. So I would say that's not too bad. And that is AHRO for the OTCers right there. So that's what that looks like. And GNPX is Genprex. And this thing had been pulling back right here, and it looks like it crossed down. Is at the bottom? I'm not so sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the bottom just yet, so we'll watch that one pull back right there. And good old Starbucks, we looked at these couple, and it does look like it's trying to move back up. Keep an eye on Starbucks. It looks pretty good right there. I've been just waiting for it to get back on that line. It'll bust through here, and then it has a good little run, so keep your eye on Starbucks. And TTD's doing what we thought it was going to do, guys. So look at TTD, and it looks like it wants to run into that channel right there. So keep an eye on TTD right here, because that could get cruising. Look at it moving pretty nice. And we were looking at that. And Luis Rodriguez, we thought it was getting ready right there. So we'll keep an eye on TTD to try to run up some more. And good old Lockheed Martin. Let's see what that's doing. That is curling back up, looking a little better right there. And you know when this thing starts moving, and it doesn't look bad right there, guys. It has that crazy look actually. So we'll keep our eye on Lockheed Martin. You know this thing will get changed around and just get running big. And you can see that double bottom right down here, so I doubt it's coming down further than that. So that is Lockheed Martin, so keep your eye on that, all three of them right there. Starbucks, TTD, and LMT right there, not looking bad. And here we'll finish up these guys real quick. CYCU. That's one. Remember, that one popped up right there. It was ridiculous. We were watching this thing down there, and it ran like a maniac. Let's see, and now it's way down there, huh? CYCU, it is trying to move today, 50 to 67. It's at 66 right now, and actually doesn't look bad. So keep an eye on this bad boy. Look at that thing trying to crawl back up. CYCU. I might have to look at that tomorrow. I may have to see you tomorrow, CYCU. And let's see what Wolf is doing. We're going to look at both Wolves. I was talking about them on the small cap show. And TeraWulf right here did bottom out, and it is curling back up. And again, I mentioned it last week, and then it pulled back, and I was like, oh man, it looked pretty good, and everything pulled back, and I knew it was going to run back up, so I went back over them this week, because I never like to do that. You guys know, if something pulls back, I take accountability. It isn't what I thought it was going to do, that's for sure, but I'm not going to run and hide. Let's look at that bad boy and get it to go running back up in the right spot, so we can get in the right opportunity. And you guys know, we've helped plenty of people. We've seen some, they dip, and then they get out with a big profit because you read it right. So that's what you have to do. You can't give up, and nobody's perfect, trust me. So I definitely wanted to go back over these and honestly keep them on the list. And someone asked about the one wolf, so I'm doing both. And yeah, TerraWolf is looking much better right now. You can see that one trying to get moving back to that 20. So we'll see if that one, and then the other wolf, WOLF, that is that wolf speed. And look at it, it was setting up last week looking beautiful, and then it took that nice dip down here, but it is trying to get set up again, and I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to pop up or do something real soon. Look at that, it looked like it bottomed out and it's trying to do something, maybe get up to some wolf speed real soon off that bottom. So I will be keeping an eye on the wolf and wolf combo right there, because I'm telling you, they both look like they're pretty good in different ways. So yeah, I have to say that they did pull back, but I think they're not looking as bad. And WFF, I'm not sure what that is, but it seems fairly new, and these IPOs are just running up, these new guys. It is new in Malaysia, pulling back. I don't know what it's up to tomorrow. I can't tell you. It looks like it would pull back to me. I have no idea. It just has that too new of a look, and I don't even know what it's going to do, so I don't want to guess. HYPR, I wish I could tell you, but it's just way too new with no data. And you guys know I like to look at like 6 months back just to see how it's lined up, and then I can get a pretty good idea of what's going on here. But HYPR, let's see what this Hyperfine is doing here. It looks like it tried to bottom, and again, we know that pattern tries to bounce off, so we have to make sure it's a definite. Has that weird look, both of them right there. And we will take a look at Hyperfine right there, because tomorrow I'll take a look at that one as well, because it does look like it's trying to bottom out. We'll see. And look at this, it has some good levels where it can jump off of. We love them lines to get jumping off. Obviously it stops them too, but we do like them pop-ups off them. And I don't know what, I think ZUKI, I think that's what it was supposed to be, and it is an OTC, and that's one of these ones where I like, looks like it's you can make something with this chart. I don't know what, but it just looks like arts and crafts to me. I mean, it's just crazy like that. So I can't tell you what this thing's gonna do. And it's at 7 cents. Look at it. What's it run around to every single day? Let's just look. I mean, it might be a great one to trade. Look at this thing. It opens at 4 over 4.5. It runs up to 7, and then it closes at 7. And it doesn't do it every single day almost. I mean, this is crazy. 3 to 7, closed at 7. And then the very next day, it just hangs out at like 7. And then it goes, opens at 3, it runs. So you just got to, I mean, this is insane, this chart, guys. We may have to look at Zuki and see what this is doing right here. You can literally just try, look at this. It never let you down right here as long as you go back. I mean, this thing, I have to jot that down and keep an eye on Zuki right here. Could be, might be one of the easiest ones I ever seen to trade. I mean, just in at the, I just set the stupid thing at 3 cents and or 4 cents. Who cares? And yeah, what is it? 4. These things 4. I was 4. Yeah, just look at it. I mean, it goes up like 50% almost. It's just absolutely crazy. You could just literally set your buy at 4 and your sell right there at 7, or like 4, like almost 5 and 7, and you're fine. But that is pretty wild, guys. Keep an eye on this thing, Zuki. You guys see that chart? I mean, that's pretty wild right there. So we will keep an eye on Zuki, whoever sent that over. And good old Kodak right here is getting set up. It's trying to set up to do something, a pull back. It looked like it tried to bottom out yesterday. Did it try to run up in the after hours? It opened at 620. It closed at, a lot of them did that open and close around the same price. It does look like it, like I said, it looks like it's trying to set up but pull back at the same time. So we'll keep an eye on Kodak just to get an idea of when it wants to bottom out there. And then I think Kodak might be a lot better right there. And this Craig right here, CREG, and this one could have bottomed out. Let me look at it a little better. This one's a little wild too. Look at this thing. Jumps around all kinds of craziness. It did pull back right there. I think it may pull back a little bit more. I'd have to look at Craig tomorrow, Smart Power, and see what he wants to do in the morning. It looks like it wants to bounce, but I can't promise you. It's hard to tell. It's giving me a double look. Like it could go either way. So, and like I say, if I look at it for longer than 3 seconds and I start trying to go, it could do this. We might as well just look at it tomorrow. I'm best when I just look at them and I can immediately tell exactly what it's going to do. I would say 9 out of 10 times that's what it's going to do. And when I sit there and guess around, I just come back to them the next day. You just can't tell. And this one looks like it's bottomed out right here. And Chris doesn't look bad. Could pull back a little bit more as it's bottoming out. But yeah, I would keep an eye on this for the next few days and see how that gets set up. So yeah, let me mark Chris down right there. And MITQ, a moving image. I haven't looked at this in forever. It's a USA company. For some reason, I thought it was a China one when I wrote it down. I am familiar with it. I mean, just remember being traded. But look at that thing, and I think you might have a momentum play right here tomorrow, guys. So keep an eye on MITQ. I think that one might be a beauty for a good momentum play right there. So that has like everything written all over it. It ran up and it stayed up there. Look at it. It's run up yesterday, and look at this thing trying to squeeze. It could be really good. Moving image, like I said, I don't know what the hell they do. What is it? Communication equipment. And they had I don't even know what something was going on. I guess they have some kind of something going on at their at the what the heck is that conference? I couldn't think of that name. At the CinemaCon, I guess. I have no idea, but holy cow, that thing looks really good today, unless it's an April Fool's joke, but that thing looks beautiful. So we will keep an eye on MITQ right there and watch that thing. And TRNR, that interactive strength, did pull back. It was looking pretty good yesterday to go up, and then I don't know what happened today. They reported their fourth quarter. I guess it wasn't pretty for them. TRNR, we had looked at this before, and it did take that dip, and it might be pulling back right there. So yeah, we might have to see it pull back a little bit more. I guess this company's not going to get cruising. And again, we had looked at it before, and I guess it's not moving. Well, I'll take a look at it tomorrow, but it is some pullback, and that it was trying to get set up there, and I guess it just got crushed down. Not sure what's going on with them guys. And that's TRNR and DRS, Leonardo DRS right here. This thing looks like it's trying to roll off and get moving. So keep an eye on DRS right there. Look at that bad boy. Looks pretty good. I would say keep an eye on him. And that is the doctors right there. Leonardo DRS. I have no idea what does that do? Aerospace and defense, never even heard of it before, but it looks pretty good. And like I said, coming down to that 20, but it looks like it wants to get rolling off and cruising. Look where it's sitting. So I'd keep an eye on that. We'll look at it in HMR. That one is relatively new. Greece shipping and marine shipping in Greece. And these ones were running there for a little bit, that top ships and stuff. It is pulling back right there, but we'll keep an eye and see if it wants to go off that 20 and that top ships. Remember, we were looking at this, and it did have a little bit of pullback, but it's not looking bad for tomorrow. So I'd keep an eye on this TOPS, because look at that thing trying to get curled up a little bit more right there. So keep an eye on top ships. I didn't put it down here, but we had been looking at that run up. And SBFM, good old Sunshine Biopharma. I remember this had a huge run before, and it actually is trying to get set up again right here. It wasn't recent. I'd have to post it, but oh shit, it already ran. It ran up $1.10. Wasn't looking at that. Again, drive me nuts. I was saying it was getting set up I didn't think it was going to pop up immediately. I was just going to say, watch this in the next day or two. And, but we don't have to because it already went cruising 210 to 322. And that's where it's at. That could be a great momentum play in the morning too, guys. So keep an eye on that because that ran way up there and it is just cruising along. And obviously I would love for FinViz to change their charts and get them right. So hopefully it would have been a great April Fool's joke if they had like emailed me and told me it was fixed. That would have been funny and great. But anyway, they didn't. I don't blame them not to. But anyway, it would have been funny. And but they did say they're trying to get it fixed by the end of this month. So we'll see what happens, and that would be awesome because again, I just like to look at that. I don't even look over there, but I could see right there it ran up big time, and that's SBFM. And yeah, that sunshine was glowing on that one today. And there you go with them guys. Let me see what you guys are looking at. Stock up for future. How are you this morning? And good evening. We thank you. I appreciate you guys hanging out and listening. Of course, CDT, that one did pull back today, and it did have that ugly run up and pull back yesterday, and it did pull back some more today. Let's see. It did hit the 22. I didn't even realize it ran up, to be completely honest with you. I didn't even notice. 78 to 97. It's at 81. So maybe it's not terrible. It's still trying to push the 20 right there. So you can see it there. It looks much better on here than it does on the FinViz because it's at 72. And then you can see it ran up in the after hours and I wasn't looking. So yeah, it does look a little bit better in the after hours right there for CDT. So we'll keep an eye on that in the morning. And there you go, the RSLS and WTF. I know WTF went ballistic today, and that one's crazy. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel and Crew, is there any new IPOs tomorrow that we should be looking out for? Let's check them out. I did see, I looked on one of my scanners, and I didn't write them down. There was like 2 or 3 that were coming out, so I forget what the hell they were. And let's see, Yosh, what's that up to? We haven't looked at it. I remember looking at this guy, Yosh. Well, let's see. That thing's not looking bad to try to get set up. That's that restaurant one. I was going to say, I know we looked at this before. And let's see. Good old Yosh curling up right there. And yeah, it's not looking too bad, I must say. So we'll keep an eye on Yosh. I'd have to say it's not looking bad. And it's got to get over that 20 right there. 2 crews up. Let me see, 1463. Yeah, let's see what that wants to do. It's not looking bad right there, Luis Rodriguez. And SMCI, these things started to look a little better today, and yesterday could have been its bottom, but we'll make sure they could run up and never crawl through and bounce back. So, and that's fine too. We know what to look for if they run up here and then come back down. We know, hey, they're going to hit there and then bounce. You know what's going on. So I think it is going to run up a little bit. And again, that RSLS 840% from where we looked at it, that was insane. And wonder what Newsmax is going to acquire with that money. I know that is wild. TRNR we just did for you, Derek. Derek, there you go. So I hope you just heard that one. It's not looking great, though. I can tell you that. TRNR, it had looked much better the other day, and now it pulled back on, I guess, them earnings or something. It said, yeah, fourth quarter earnings. And DXYZ's looking really good. Didn't they just reverse split? Yeah, because it's at 37, right? Or no, this wasn't that one. Which one did that? I thought it was. Maybe I'm crazy. Hold on. It doesn't look like it. There was one that was really high up that reverse split recently. I forget what it was. We'll go through it. Anyway, here we go with this one. What the heck is that one? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. DXYZ, though. Let's look. This one does not have options. So, no options available. We know that. And that is looking good to roll back off. So, I would say, yeah, this one. It wasn't this way up there or something. Wouldn't this one just split? That's driving me nuts now. I think it did. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? But it is at 37. I don't know. It was up at, I don't remember, to be honest with you. And Yeah, it is looking good though to run up and curl off that MACD. And again, they're going to run up, run down. We know what to look for, that pattern, and I do like that one. And how about GCT? What's that? I know we've looked at it recently. That Giga Cloud, that's right. It was pulling back there. And yeah, Giga Cloud looks really good right there. I must say, GCT. I would say that looks good. Good old Giga Cloud. GCT looking good. GCT, I like that. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on good old GCT right there. And let's see what else is going on right here. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. Here's a couple good ones. Janica, I think. I'm not sure. I might have butchered your name, but I apologize. Let's look MGLO. That one we looked at. No, that one isn't. Are you talking about MLGO? That's the one that's been running up there like crazy. I think it might have just topped out there if that's the one you're talking about. And Newsmax, we're going to look at that again to see if it wants to continue up. It's hard to tell. It looks like it could continue up. It looks like it came down in the after hours, it said, but we'll definitely look at it in the morning. It has that spike, so who knows? It's so new, it's hard to tell. And there was RGC, that one we had just mentioned the other day. And no, I was thinking another one, but this one was on the list when it was running up. And that RCG or something, isn't that the other one? That no, there's a different one that we looked at that's similar to them letters that we did yesterday. And Laptop Travel would probably know. I forget what it is, but it was looking pretty good today. I'd have to look and see. I'm trying to see, but you know I ain't gonna find RTC. That's what it was. RGC, RTC. There you go. It was close enough. I knew it was really similar. RTC. This one was starting to look good. This is one of them small cap China ones, and this one looked like it was trying to base out. So keep an eye on this thing anyway. We'll go back to that other one, but it just reminded me, like I said, the letters were similar. So yeah, keep an eye on that RTC. And what were we looking at? RGC. Holy cow. And then we just looked at GCT. I wonder why my brain's like, what is going on? This one looks like it's pulling back some more right now. RGC. So yeah, we'll see if it gets stuck on that 20, but at the moment it looks like it could pull back. And what are my thoughts on the SPY? I think it's going to probably go up tomorrow some more. Obviously, who knows how it's going to open, but yeah, it looks like it's rolling off, and they need it to be up. They don't want it down here. So we're playing it like we know. Well, we're playing the charts. We're looking at the charts as always, like we always do. But we're also playing it to see what it looks like and what they need to do at that moment. And we're going to be nailing these things. We nailed it today. I told you in the morning pre-market was going to be green, and damn right it went green with no problem. You could tell what it's going to kind of do that day. And again, they're just using, I think the tariffs might be a little light in tomorrow. And then obviously you'll see these things run up, and then tariffs will be back on. They'll come back down, and they have to use this. He's using tariffs to control the market. I know I said it a million times, but a lot of new listeners, and I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. And yeah, he's using tariffs to control the market so that they can try to get these interest rates down. You can't have the markets run up with these interest rates like this now anyway. It'll be a disaster for everything. So that's what you're looking at, and we can basically tell exactly when they're going up and exactly when they're going down. We've been doing it for weeks now, and it looked like they were trying to break that pattern the other day when he lightened, but we just know it's going to be like this for a little while. So yeah, we can run them up, run them down, and play the market perfectly. Just don't try to trade out of control. Pick one at a time, trade it smart, lock in those profits. It's a very choppy market, even though we have it down to a kind of a science. You still never know. At the snap of a finger like that, he can send out a tweet and everything gets weird. So you just don't know. So you just want to be careful with everything and just play it safe. And again, make sure that you're locking in those profits, put it on the side, roll it over, and keep that for when these things really want to run, because then it'll be a beauty when you have a bunch of cash on hand and then you're cruising. Look what I did with ETF 500, guys. Look at that thing right now. That thing's on fire, and I don't think it's going to slow down. Like I was telling you guys, it'll probably be the biggest coin, and it's over 9 million. When we just came on, it was at 8, and it's up to 9 million market cap. And last time it hit that 10 million market cap, it went from that, it got to that penny, it went to 4.5, and it pulled back with everything else. I don't know if it's ever going to pull back. I think it's going to get locked up, and you're going to see this thing gap up massively. And yeah, I have well over. I just been buying it while it was down, but yeah, it's going to start running up. I hope you guys got in and bought a bunch, and I definitely have close to like I'm pretty much at like 1.75 million now, so like 1.75 million I have coin wise. So maybe I'll push it up to 2 million after the show. It did just jump up a little bit, but it's all good. And maybe I'll just make it around 2 million or more coins and just be there, because I'm telling you guys, this thing's going to be changing people's lives. You know, I was telling you guys, I've helped over 100 people set up to the Phantom wallet and walked you through to get in. And obviously it was way up, it pulled back. And look at Solana right now. I mean, where's that at? 125, and this thing's going up. Imagine when Solana starts running back up again, which it's about to start doing. What's this going to do? I mean, if it's running like this, because obviously it's on Robinhood, trending on StockTwits nonstop, and it's getting eaten alive, and the supply's getting eaten up, that's what you see. I know yesterday there was about 50 million coins left out of 1 billion, and I saw somebody post today that there was about 39 million. I don't know how accurate. I didn't look, but we'll have to check that out. And that was earlier on. So if that's the case, I mean, this thing could be getting closer to like 30 or 20 some million left only to buy up. And once it gets locked up, guys, that's when your supply and demand, that's how you work. That's how these things work. Your supply and demand gets out of control, because then everybody's just sitting there. So unless somebody sells it, you start seeing the bids go higher, because now people really want it, knowing that it's going to get driven up. And then your bids get up, and then that drives it up. And then, you know, some people will sell because they're going to lock in some profits. People are going to buy that, then people are on it, and then it just keeps driving up. And again, Farcoin, he had the rug pulled on him and made that thing go to like a $2 billion market cap, guys, and that was pretty ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. And this thing is looking pretty insane too, and you could tell the other day, and you know I've been talking about it. So there you go. I would say ETF 500 is definitely making people some money, that's for sure. And I'm telling you, it's going to make people massive amounts of money when that thing gets ripping, because like I just said, Solana's at 125. 125.59, and this thing's getting cruising. And I don't really see any other meme coins really rolling, guys. So who said, like we said, it will be the biggest one, and there you go. It's for a reason. We explained it before. I've explained it. I've made coins and just for an experiment, and so yeah, we knew what was going on, and I'm so glad so many of us got into this thing early. And people were buying it when it was down, because I really think it's going to be changing people's lives. So it will be exciting. And that is your ETF 500 report. And ENGS is a new IPO right there. And WXM and that other one you just posted. Let's see. ENGS, is that the one? There was one I just saw. I did see this one, but that one just ran around. So yeah, I was just wherever you're finding them. And that one I definitely saw. And I don't know if I remember this one, though. I don't remember seeing that one, but it is a shell company. I did see the other two, and then I saw a couple were going to start tomorrow, and I forgot to write them down. I'll have to try to look, and if I see them, I'll post them out. I forget where I even looked. If it's on my phone real quick, I'll tell you. I don't really remember, to be completely honest with you. Oh, maybe it is right. Oh, wait, maybe it's right here. Hold on. Maybe I found it really quick. That would be awesome. Here we go. Let's look. Yeah, 4/2. That would be tomorrow. So here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, when they have offer amounts, this one looks like it's pretty big. Let me see these big guys right here. Oh, there's that SD, that one that you were just talking about. It looked like it was coming out tomorrow. Let's look. SMA. That one, there you go. So here, we'll make a little list up top real fast. SMA Smart Stop Self Storage. That's coming out. TOPW. I have no idea what that's going to be. Top Win Internet. Oh, that's a Hong Kong one, guys. Let's look at that one tomorrow. These ones have been ripping. TOPW. And let's look, you just named that one, SDHIU, but it says it already got rolling today, so I'm not sure about that, but it just has it on the list for today. I'm sorry, it is today. Yeah, you're right, it is today. The rest, so they're the only two for tomorrow. These other guys were today, that WTF, ENGS, and the WXN. So that's where I did see them, guys. All right, so we're looking at that, and that is the list right there. So yeah, SMA and TOPW, guys, check out them tomorrow morning. They're going to be your new IPOs, it looks like, tomorrow. And offer amount, that SMA looks like it has a higher offer amount, whatever that may mean. I have no idea, and it has way more shares, that's for sure. And its price is 28 to 35, and the TOPW is priced from 4 to 6, and that's a NASDAQ capital like these other ones are. I would watch this TOPW, guys. This guy right here, Top Win International. This thing might get cruising tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye on it for sure. So now we know, and we'll look at it. So there we go. We'll track that because they've been flying. And let's go ahead and go through our laptop travel list and our Jolie Jams right here. And let me see. I think I got everybody's on there. And then I'll go through the other ones. I'm pretty sure I missed a few messages, and I'll definitely get through them. Like I said, it definitely it gives them to me on two different spots, on my Twitter account and then on the StreamYard. I was trying to remember what it was called, StreamYard. And here we go. And Luis Rodriguez definitely posted something. Let me see what that says as I'm cruising through real quick. And IPO events there, SMA and Soul, SOUL, and then that TOPW, and then there's BPI. So yeah, I'll keep that up, and we'll come back to that real quick. And let's see, there's a couple more. I'll run through these, and then we'll go through our laptop travel list. And how you doing, Bruce Love? OMEX, we'll look at a couple of these real quick. OMEX, and let's look at that one. Just kind of coming down to that line on the MACD. We'll have to take a look at it and see. It ran up yesterday, and that's what it looked like over here, right? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it has that weird run up from yesterday, so that one might pull back just because of yesterday's big old run up there. Ovid right here. Sounds like COVID, but it's not. It's Ovid. And let's see what OVID. Could you imagine having that name forever, and then COVID comes around and you're a therapeutic company? Holy cow. Well, how bad did that hurt them? It's Ovid. No, it's COVID. Yeah, no one heard of anything like that before, and then all of a sudden COVID comes out, and this thing's been around, so they're definitely around for a little while, it looks like. Anyway, let's look at good old Ovid. What did they do? They should have came out with the cure for COVID. That would have made sense. I mean, yeah, take Ovid to get rid of COVID, and then that could have been their little catchphrase, and they would have probably made a lot of money, but they did not come up with it. So there we go with Ovid. We'll look at it down here, and it is in the basement. Ovid is looks like it's just trying to bottom out down there, and it could pull back a little bit more. So we'll have to look at good old Ovid and see what it's doing. LXRX ran the other day, I know that, and that one is pulling back, trying to flatten out. Let me see, LXRX. And yeah, it could stay in this channel right here, but that's about what you're going to get at the moment right now. And my size, MYSZ, is up yesterday and pulling back and trying to stay in that channel, but that one could be pulling back as well. So a couple that look like they are going down at the moment, so we'll have to see them. Oh, and Drake wanted WTF. Yeah, we looked at that a couple times. And again, definitely looking at that for momentum tomorrow. And what's this guy say right here? I didn't even see what that master plan. What does it say? MasterCard plans to make crypto transaction as easy as Venmo. Really? That'll be interesting. Holy cow. MasterCard, a global payments giant, is positively venturing into the world of cryptocurrency with development of a blockchain-based network. That would be big too. That would definitely be pretty big, I'd say, because you know if they do it, all the other ones have to jump on board and start doing it as well. And there you are. So that's cool. And I think we got through all them. And the ETF chart is blasting off right there. That is for sure. No doubt about that. We love it. And so there you go. And and the reverse splits. Here we go. I'm just going to retweet. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Holy cow. Hold on a second. There we go. Here, I'm going to retweet the reverse splits out, and there are a couple today and tomorrow, and I was just looking for today's and the other day. Tomorrow's that GDYMF. Let me see what that even is. GDYMF. That one might be just an OTC. I don't even know. I'm not sure what that is. I was wondering. I thought it might come up, but I don't see anything for it, but I'm not sure. So GDYMF. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but that's what it says for tomorrow anyway. And I just sent that one out there, so you can check that one out. And let's see what else is going on right here. I think that's pretty much all of them, because I know I got that BGI and DRS. We looked at them, and HMR. Then we just look at HMR right at the end. And yeah, I did. And oh yeah, that was that newer one off the 20. I just couldn't remember it. So let's go ahead and look at our laptop travel list and see what's going on with that. And actually, I ran through a bunch of them, and there's a lot of good setups right here. And again, plenty of great opportunities all over the place. You don't need exactly 100%ers. You just need to trade them smart, like this one, BGI. Remember, we were looking at it. It was up a little bit, 2% today, but it's still looking really good. So keep an eye on this BGI, because that one did look good. It actually looks like it did run up already, 122 to 132, and then came back to 121. So it must have run up at some point. Yeah, it even ran up in the pre-market or in the after hours. I'm not exactly sure, but maybe it was the pre-market, because we did go through the list from last night this morning. And yeah, I don't know what happened last night. I just all of a sudden got exhausted. I was like, holy cow, I am so tired I couldn't even see straight. So yeah, I apologize, but we did go through the list this morning, and that one was on there. I do remember that guy, and at least I thought I did, unless we did it the other night and I thought I remembered it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And that is BGI, and it's looking pretty good right there, so keep an eye on it. And this BNZI right here, that one's in the channel, and it's just trying to curl up, keep itself on the 20 right there for BNZI. So look at that. It was in there, it came down, but it looks like it'll try to fight its way back up. And CTOR, this Citius Oncology, CTOR, this one was up the other day, and again, just pulling back and in that channel, not bad. CVV, I know we looked at the other day, and that's getting set up. Look at that bad boy. I was looking at that as I was getting ready for the show, and that looks really good right there. I already actually put a mark on it. That's pretty funny. This is making it a little darker, but yeah, I'd already marked it up. DTST right there, this one's getting set up here. Look at this thing. And that was another one. These two I remember looking good side by right next to each other. And this FBGL, it was, yeah, that one was that new one that we had been looking at. It ran up. I know Scott was all over this thing, I believe. And it's just pulling back. Not looking too bad, FBGL. We'll see if it wants to curl back up tomorrow. I'll take a look at that one. And let's look at FEAM right here, 5E Advanced Materials. And this thing looked like it was curling up. Let me remember, FEAM. FEAM. And yeah, that one wasn't bad. It was sitting on that 20 right there. It looks like it wants to try to stay in that channel and move up a little bit. And FGL, this founder group we had been looking at, and this thing's trying to run up. So keep an eye on FGL. I know it's been on the list for a little bit, popping up here, and it looks like it wants to try to run up into the channel some more for FGL. And FLYX, this fly exclusive. And look at that thing just sitting there flat. Look at that trying to curl through. All kinds of wicked looks right there. FLYX, we have to see this. And yeah, that thing looks great right there. I mean, just flat is what I mean by great, because a lot of times with that 20, when they're flat, they get rolling up. I'll have to look at it tomorrow, just make sure it don't want to pull back, but it doesn't necessarily look like it wants to. And that one could be a good one to start flying. And keep an eye and look at it just to make sure. FTCI, FTC Solar, and any of these that you like. Now you see us going through and you want to remind me tomorrow, say, yeah, take a look at this for me, because you went through it yesterday and it looked really good and I'm not sure. I'll look at it immediately, and as soon as I'm on, I'm on all day, and I'll go, yep, that one's looking pretty good, because I generally always run through all of these, and again, it's just so many to try to post and trade and do that much. But if anyone ever asks, I always remember, and again, I look through the whole list, so I blast through it, and I try not to stop, because then I just kind of, that's fine with the show, I get into the zone, but when I'm doing it, like not doing the show, I just zero in and do it. So if I start messing with my phone, I lose my concentration too easily. I've realized I just got to put the phone down and just do it. And so yeah, by the time I do that, I get I'm just like, yep, and then I start trading and doing stuff, and then by that point, I don't. You can see there's like 10 of them sometimes, and I just don't post them all. I just kind of stick with the regular market, tell you guys what's going on. But if anybody ever wants to see any in particular, any during the day or anything, just shoot a comment over or whatever. I'm always on there talking to people and doing that. So FTCI, that ran up yesterday, and staying in that channel, we'll keep an eye on it. And let's look at GIPR right here, Generation Income Properties, and that thing looks like it's going to crawl. Look at it's got some time. You can see it has a little bit of time to set up, so you're going to get a little bounce around just like today. Look at that, 151 to 161. That's where it closed. Maybe it jumps up. It's starting to try, and even if not, regardless, it may jump up to that 167. But you got a nice little range right there that it's going to stay in, and that'll be for a little while. IMG, CIMG Inc., and this one we had looked at, I know, and it was running up, and it's in that channel, and it's going to stay in there. IMG, and there was like an IMG coin or something that was going crazy today. I saw it trending, but look at this thing. That looks pretty good. It wasn't this, because it definitely looked like a coin, and this thing does look pretty good though. IMG right there. And how about Kirk? Good old Kirkland's. And let's see, that thing looks like it's going to roll back up. KIRK. And look at that. And again, they run up, they pull back, and then they roll right back up, guys. It's so easy right now. It's a nice, easy pattern that we have. So if you don't know what you're looking at, just listen to the show, because we point them out all the time. And you just got to keep an eye on them nonstop, which we do, and it's perfectly fine. We know it's popping. We have a great community here. A ton of people know it's a lot of stuff, very knowledgeable about the market. And yeah, just send in. We look at all the stock tickers. By the time you guys send in all the ones that I write down, and then Laptop Travels list, because these aren't like the most popular ones, but they come up on scanners, and there are thousands of them. And you guys know, look, I can do it. Just pop this on and look at all these guys, HAS, and we'll come back. Wow, that looks really good. Holy shit, Hasbro, they look really good. That we gotta look at that. Where are we at? MI. I'll come back to this. Hold on, I gotta see this. What is that? HAS. That looks crazy right now. Yeah, that's going up, guys. Hasbro looks like it's gonna go cruising. What do they do? Leisure or something? I don't even know. I thought it was like food or something. I don't even know what they do. But look at that look, guys. Holy cow. But yeah, you just hop on these scanners and you can find them. HWM, not looking bad. GEV, don't even know what it is, but it's rolling up to that 50, I can tell you that. And AEE is not looking bad as well. And KHC, that's staying in there. That one might come back down. And how about Pepsi right here at 150? And that one, I mean, could go either way, but it does look like it wants to roll back up. LNT, I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't look bad. And there's your Starbucks. Look at that. We've had it on the list and said it looked good. And PNW, Pinnacle West, that looks pretty good going through. It's a little flat running up today. Coca-Cola right here is looking pretty good, just like Pepsi. And how about, oh, wow, look at that look right there. It had that little healthy pullback, but that looks decent. And WEC ABC. That's just open and close right around the same price, yeah. And doesn't look bad either. CHD, Church, the White something, not looking bad. PSA, Public Storage, and that one could pull back a little bit. UNP. That one could pull back to look at it. And CMS, not looking bad there. L, so you get the message because this thing could just keep going. Yeah, it'll just SKY or SYK, I mean, not looking bad. PFG, but you can see, oh, that one looks really good too. PFG, check that out. VLTO, and yeah, I just do this all the time and just go boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, and I roll through so fast, like I'm not really talking, so I just, that one, Procter and Gamble, when we talk about that the other day, looking pretty good. There you go. And I think it came up on here actually, so there you go. And that's just a little scanner action right there, and that's your S&P 500s that are looking good. Here, you want the small caps? Here you go. I don't even know what that is. Oh, that's a ATNF, and now it has warrants because it's at 180 Life Sciences. We had looked at it, but BTA right here, look at that thing trying to get in. That's a BlackRock long-term municipal average, whatever the heck that is. ASPCU, that's a SPAC one. I don't really mess with them too much. EPIX, but yeah, I mean, you get up on these scanners and just start going through them. You find a lot of great ones. That one might be running. I don't know what's up with all the municipal income funds. They actually look kind of decent right now, so I'm not sure what's going on with that and these space or the SPAC ones, but yeah, you guys can see Coda. This one's an aerospace and defense. We've gone through that before. That's not looking too bad right there. And let's see what else is going on here. So yeah, you can see, you can just pull up and just go through a ton of them relatively fast. And yeah, we can do it with every single genre. What's this? The nano one. So that was small maybe. This is like nano ones. And yeah, you can even get in the smaller pennies and all that. Some of these will be the same ones. ICCC. That's not looking bad. Look at that running up there. And yeah, so you guys get the point. But by the time you see how many are on there that you've never even heard of that are setting up. So like I said, Laptop Travel provides an amazing list for us, and we cruise through that, and by the time we go through that and everybody else in the market and the scanners and everything, we've covered the entire market. Trust me. There's not many that we don't see. I mean, a couple pop up here and there that we might miss, but it's very few, I have to say. And yeah, we'll have to write down Hasbro right there, and then we get ones that just pop up like TOPS. I thought it was something TOP, and we caught it down here as it was about to pop, and then that one ran up. So you get lucky sometimes, and just not lucky that you don't know what you're looking at. You just get lucky that you type in the wrong stock ticker, and it happens to be really, really looking great, and then you're like, wow, this thing looks great. We might want to keep an eye on this. So we look at anything. This is obviously not scripted. You can tell I just roll through anything, and if the chart is something I can look at, I'm looking at it, guys. So we definitely don't not look at things, and we look for the best opportunity at that moment. That's what you have to do. Pivot around. Right now, the Mag 7, it is curling up. It hasn't been the best. Some of these penny stocks are running like crazy. These new IPOs are going wild. So again, just give you everything that you need to know. Take your notes, and you can attack the market like a monster every single day. And trust me, like Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel and a bunch of other people wouldn't be listening for all these months, I don't think, if we weren't doing it right. And they contribute a lot of amazing stock tickers. So follow both of them. And because they're dead on the money, they know what they're talking about. Again, you guys feed me a ton of great stock tickers. I just sit here and look at them. I tell you, I'm just blessed with a gift that I can look at these stock charts. I've been doing it for over 20 years, guys, and it was always a hobby. I just love it. You can tell I enjoy it. I'll look at them all day. Last night, obviously, you could tell when my brain's getting tired, too. But, yeah, I'll look at these things, and we can go through over 150, 200 of them sometimes, and pick out the ones that are going to pop the next day. Like I tell you guys, I used to look at over 1,000 a day, and I'd pick out the one or two that would run over 100%. I used to do it all the time. So And again, look at these penny stocks, and they'll make you get really good at looking at stock charts. And that's why I actually enjoy doing them. I said before I wasn't going to trade them anymore, and then I started trading them again. So I had to take that off the table and say, look, we can't give up on anything, because whenever there's a good opportunity, you got to take that opportunity when it's presented. So that's the outlook. So anybody new that's tuning in, appreciate you tuning in. And we do this every night at 9 p.m. and we do a show at 7 a.m. for pre-market, where we roll through the market and know exactly what's popping. So between the two shows, you should be doing pretty well with the market. And you can get up and run with Laptop Travel at 4 a.m. on Webull. He crushes it over there, and then we crush it all day. Even ETF 500, we knew would be the biggest coin. It doesn't matter what you give us. We knew all the good coins, the Solana. I told you guys, Solana and Bitcoin, Ethereum. You wanted to stay away from a lot of the altcoins, and spelled it all out. Spelled out all the meme coins for you. We just break down the market, and we love to do it. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll get cruising right through our Laptop Travel list. Kind of just took a little turn right there, but it's all good. I went from his scanner to my scanner, and now we're going back to his scanner to MI and NFT LTD. Let's see what this, another Hong Kong company, grabbing my attention right off the bat right there. That's because it ran up right there. Look at that. We don't really have that run up all the way. What did it get up to? 284, and here we only 274. They were pretty close. It looks much better over here though, and it did run up there, so we'd have to look at that tomorrow. MTVA, we were definitely looking at this, and it ran up the other day, didn't it? Where it was setting up. Oh, it had all them weird looks. Watch this thing, guys. I forgot what it was doing. I know we've been looking at it for a few days, and it's in that channel. Keep an eye on that thing as well. MTVA, that's trying to get set up. And is that a T? That looks like a T. NTWK. And yeah, I know my handwriting's atrocious. I can't read it either, so I apologize. And I've been handwriting these things for 20 years, just like this. This is how I've always made my watch list and done everything. So why change it at this point and start typing it out? Because I don't know, I just do it so easily like this. I'm used to it, and I get in some ways, and then it's it's hard to change that. But yeah, I just fly through and do it like this all the time. So I apologize if you can't read my handwriting. It is terrible, I already know. NTWK, that's not looking bad either. It's sitting in that channel trying to get set up. So I would look at that. It could actually run up some tomorrow right there from the 240s to the 250s. So keep an eye on that. And let's see what Rain's doing right here. Looks like a shell company. It's a pollution and treatment in the USA, but it does look like a shell company up there. And this thing looks like it might start raining up, because it's been down in that basement. Look how far it was in the basement for a while here. Look at that bad boy. That was in the basement for a little while, since the beginning of the year, and it basically stayed in there until recently, March 18th, right after St. Patty's Day. It decided to come out of there, and now it's curling up, and I would say it's got a nice channel right there. So Rain could be a really good one to keep an eye on as well. RDGT. Let's see what Ridge Tech is doing. That had run up recently. You can see that, RDGT. And that looks like it's trying to curl back up the move. So I would keep an eye on RDGT. That's looking pretty good. Whoop, I just smacked my light. Anyway, RDGT, where'd it go? I can't even see. What? Oh, there it is. RDGT, looking pretty good. RECT, telling you, as soon as a light moves, I can't see anything. It was like a shadow. I was like, what happened? RECT, anyway. Rectitude Holdings, that's a crazy name right there for a Singapore company, but Rectitude, RECT. And what do these guys even do? Specialty retail. I bet they do specialty retail. And that is Rectitude. It's in the channel. Looks like it wants to go up. And again, keep an eye on these Singapore, Hong Kong companies. They're all looking pretty good, trying to run up like crazy. And they do that with the China ones as well. So you got to keep your eye on them when they do it, because they start going nutty for whatever reason. And ROLR. Let's see. ROLR. Let's see what that's doing. It's just in the channel. It could be pulling back a little bit, but it's staying in the channel. Nothing crazy. It looks like it's trying to set up here on mine. Like I said, looks like it's going to hit there and stay in there and roll back down, unless I'm not looking at the same one. That is, it's the same one, high roller. They kind of look almost different, though. So I'll look at that. Seed, I happen to look at this today for whatever reason. I have no idea. It's a China one, and this thing is curling up. I don't know if I saw it on my scanner or something, but I definitely looked at it because I was like, Seed, that's an interesting one, and I know it's from China. But yeah, $2 to 209, closed at 198, and it does look like it's trying to curl up here. So keep an eye on this SEED. Not sure agriculture. It is getting warm out, so I don't know about China, but it's not looking bad. There's SELX right here, and this one's not looking bad. Let's see. Oh, let me see. SELX. Yeah, some pretty solid run up, 125 to 140, and that's where it closed. It looks like it has some pretty good momentum there. And SOTK, Sonotech, that one looks really good, guys. Keep an eye on this SOTK right here. That one should get moving. That could be a little pop up. Nothing, like I said, they might not run 100%, but you'll get a nice little pop up on them. And all you have to do is trade them smart and lock them in, and your money, you just roll them over and compound it each day, and it'll get moving. This SPPL was getting set up. You can see it might have a little pullback as it does. And SRTS, let's look at Census Healthcare right here. And that one is trying to set up, as a matter of fact, SRTS. Yeah, look at it. It is trying to set up right there. A little flat, but not looking bad. And let's see what Swag is doing here. SWAG, Strand & Company. And that thing's not looking too bad. So you can see it runs around pretty well right there. It's not a huge run, but again, it's pretty consistent. So you can keep an eye on that. It does look like it'll try to roll back off, get into that channel. And again, that's the pattern. It's real simple. So you don't have to really kill yourself looking for anything real crazy. Just follow them easily like this. SXTP, that's a USA 60 degrees pharmaceuticals, and this thing's going more than 60 degrees, I would say, because it is definitely curling up right there. SXTP, look at that thing. I would keep an eye on that. That looks really good, I would say. SXTP and SYPR, I believe that's what I wrote. I have no idea. Yeah, that's what I think I wrote right there. And that thing's trying to get set up as well. Take a look at this one, SYPR. They're two decent ones. That SXTC or SXTP is looking nice, though. SXTP, right? There is an SXTC, I think, too, but this one's looking good. I think there is. Yeah, it's that China one. That's why I thought that last one was going to be this one, to be honest, which I was about to say is a China one. I guess I was thinking of this one right here, and this one's not looking too bad. So, again, we do this often where, you know, it just reminds you of a different stock ticker. So you look at it and look at that bad boy, SXTC. And this one ran up recently, remember, and it does like to do them run-ups. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well, SXTC, if I could even say it. And anyway, that one's a China one. The other one, SXTP, is an American one. So there you go. They both look pretty good. And TRSG, I know that was nice and confusing. Tungray Technologies right here. TRSG, metal fabrication in Singapore. And let's see what that's up to. It's just sitting in that channel, TRSG. And it's not looking bad, I would say. 155 to 192 at 175. Looking pretty good to run up a little more. So keep your eye on TRSG. And there you go at your laptop travel list. And here, let's look at our Jolie's Jams right here. Agrify. I think this one's going to get into a better position right here. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, look at that thing. Going to get set up, guys. And then it's going to roll off that MACD and get cruising. Agrify. And remember, it was just run way up there. Remember, it run up pretty big the other day. In November, it ran up pretty big there to what, $80 or something. I remember it was up in the top, cruising along, and now it's going to get set back up. So that is Agrify right there, BLNK. I definitely didn't type that in right that time either. There we go. Now I got it. And yeah, that one, remember we were talking last night, could have been the bottom, maybe pulling back a little bit more. It does look like it's rolling off now. So again, it's a pretty easy pattern to pick up here, and we'll see. Can it get back into this channel? I think it might want to. So keep an eye on BLNK, Blink Charging, and Sezzle. Is this the one that split? All right. So what were we talking about? The other one? Which one did you say earlier, Luis Rodriguez? Because I was so confused there. What were you saying? There was another one. You said DXYZ. I was confusing it with Sezzle. Okay, that's what was going on. I was so confused there for a minute. I didn't know what was going on. I knew one of them just split, and I just thought I was insane. And I was like, I know it's around $30 now. DXYZ did not split. Is looking good. Sezzle split. This one was way up there, I think, in like the 200s, and they don't offer options for this either. See, no options available. See that? This thing is cool. I do like that feature. And, yeah, look at that. Short interest is getting up there. Not real high. It was way up here. So, yeah, it's just right. I'm telling you, this thing's going to be pretty good as well. Good old Sezzle. And they split it, and so that they could make it more attractive because it don't have options, and it was like way up there in like the 200 range, I think, maybe 3, I forget where it was. And so this is the one I was thinking of, not DXYZ. So there you go, it's Sezzle, and it is getting set up. So keep an eye on this one as well. We'll just watch and see if there's any pullback down to this line down here in the 32s, but it is looking pretty good, and that's the one I was thinking of. Sterling. Oh. That one's going to get set up as well. Look at this bad boy. That could be its bottom. And this thing was all the way up at the 200 range, and you're down at 115 for STRL. So, yeah, it might not run all the way back up there, but look at it. It's trying to roll back up. So we'll keep an eye on Sterling. It does look good coming off that trend line right there. And good old Rivian right here. Wow, look at Rivian looking good. We thought it looked good the other day, but I didn't know it was going to be bouncing up like that, to be honest, and it is. And look at that getting set up. So Rivian, U.S. auto manufacturers are looking good. And, again, I think the tariffs are going to be lightened and all, and that's how it looked like today. And how about Symbotic right here? This one looks like the same thing as the, was it Sterling? This thing looks like it's about to get cruising too, so keep an eye on this, Symbotic. And do they have options on this? They do have options on Symbotic, so there you go. You can check that out. And it should get cruising right there. And there you go at SYM. Oh, man, that was a lot of stock charts. But anyway, that was your laptop travel one, your Joey's Jams, the other list, and let's go ahead look at your SPY. We did like everything else. Also, I went through all the other ones, so I think we got almost everything everybody wanted to look at. And new China IPOs coming out. We'll put them on our watch list for April 3rd and 4th, so HPOT and a couple other ones. So remind us of that. Laptop travel, I'm reposting it, but remind us of that tomorrow for sure, because that's tomorrow's the 2nd. And IBKR, what is that one? I'll have to look at that. IBKR, let's see what that's doing. IBKR, Interactive Brokers, that actually is looking pretty good too. Check that bad boy out. It was up $7, not looking bad right there. IBKR, yeah, it's trying to hit that 20. We'll make sure it gets on there, but not looking bad. And let's see, it's official. We're out of the woods because Kramer says a 20% tariff on most imports would be horrendous for the economy. So there you go. When Kramer says it, you know it's going to be the opposite. Jim Cramer said potential 20% tariffs on nearly all U.S. imports would be horrendous for the economy, and President Donald Trump is justified in cracking down on U.S. trading partners, Kramer said, but tariffs won't bring back domestic jobs, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Good old Kramer. And so, yeah, maybe they, like I said, I think they're going to be a little light in there for sure, is what it looks like anyway. And so, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. So let's go ahead, do our SPY, our big cap, see what else is happening here. And then we'll look at crypto as well, and then we'll wrap it up. So here we are, and we'll be back at 7 a.m. You guys know that. But here's your SPY, and again, it opened up nice and red, and again, it closed up there green, and it looks like it wants to roll off that MACD according to what a chart looks like and what they need to do. They need to keep it up here. So that's what it looks like, and that's how we're playing it all. Trust me, because I think, look at that, rolling up. That's rolling up for sure. And that is your SPY, and here comes Here comes Apple right here, and my buddy just said I think the Democrat won the Wisconsin race right there. Again, there was some kind of election going on today on April Fool's or April Fool's Day, April 1st, and looks like the Republican won the Florida and the Democrat won the Wisconsin side. So there you go with that, and we'll see how that works out because that definitely makes a little bit different right there. And I know the numbers messes that up a little bit, but we'll see what's up with that later on. And let's go through our SPY and big cap though, because Apple not looking bad right here. And let's see what else is going on with our Mag 7. So yeah, Apple not looking bad. Let's see, AAPL. Look at it. Looks like it got into that channel. It's exactly where they need to keep it. And how about Amazon right here? That looks like it's going to get blasting off, guys. Amazon looks like it's getting ready to run up. And we might have been a little early, but that looks pretty good right there until he uses the old tariffs word again. And then they'll be dipping back down. But, you know, he's going to let them run up a little bit. And Google's looking a little bit better here. Looks like it bottomed out there yesterday. So keep an eye on Google as well. And pretty much all of them today looked much better because, of, again, I think he's taking the lightning the tariffs. Look at Meta. I'm telling you guys, this thing's going to get nuts, guys. Definitely be looking at Meta right there. It does look insane. So keep an eye on Meta. And Microsoft right here was back up. And again, I shorted it down perfectly yesterday. And then look at it. Jumped right back up. And it looks like it wants to go up. So I got out of that short position just in time. And yeah, and I got it right down at the bottom. It was perfect right there. Thank goodness. And they don't always work that perfectly. But that one actually did. And the video right here is looking a little better, hitting that trend line. We'll see if it can jump up there and get back up. And Tesla looking good, up 930, and in that channel right there, not looking bad. And AMC, that was down a little bit, and I'm telling you, this thing looks like it's going to bounce off this line and that one. So keep an eye on AMC. I'd be watching it because it looks like it wants to do something right there. And GameStop was up, and I know they announced something today. They had 1.5 billion of Bitcoin buying power after closing convertible note sale right there. So it looks like GameStop's going to be buying some Bitcoin, I would say. Well, you buy up the rest of the supply of ETF 500 and let's roll that thing right up there, GameStop. But anyway, actually don't. We're better off not having GameStop involved. And yeah, but it looks like GameStop is going to be in the Bitcoin business now. And there you go with them guys. And how about Chewy right here was up, and that chart was looking pretty good, and it still looks pretty good right here. So keep an eye on Chewy. Unity did not look so good yesterday, but I did notice it up a little bit today. And let's see, that could have bottomed out yesterday. I'm not completely convinced though, so maybe not right there. We'll keep an eye on that Unity. And how about some of our semiconductors? AVGO looking a little better, might run up in this channel right here. And again, it looked like everything kind of bottomed out yesterday, does it not? MU, the same thing, and that could be curling up. And honestly, they might not go curling through either. They might just run up to these 20s, and then all of a sudden you hear the old tariff word, and then they come back down, and that's perfectly fine because we know what's going on. So that's MU. TSM looking good. Remember we were saying this morning, I think TSM could get cruising right there. Keep an eye on that bad boy. That is looking good. And also, I'm telling you, Meta, SMCI, we looked at it earlier, and again, it's getting curled up right there. Is it going to get back onto that line? It looks like it should, but is it really going to fly? I'm not so sure. So I think they're getting them to move up, but they're not going to have them cruising like off the wall. Some of them might. AMD, we knew that was pulling back at the moment because we had it running up for really good. And again, it's just hitting that 20. Look at it. Is it going to roll back off? It should. It's in that position where it wants to. So we'll keep an eye on it for any more pullback, and it should get pretty good. And QCOM right here, QCOM. Down at the bottom, we'll look for that to try to roll off. So a bunch of them, we know what we're looking at. And Yeah, look at that. That could easily pull itself back up. ARM, let's look at that bad boy, ARM. And yeah, look at that. That's not looking too bad right there. ARM holdings. And look at it hitting that line. If it gets right in back in here, you know it's popping back up. It's trying to pull itself back up there. Look at it. It's going to try. And that's not too bad right there. And let's take a look and see what Intel's up to. That was pulling back a little bit. Remember, we thought it was, and it is. So Intel is pulling back. We were money on that one. PayPal trying to do the same thing, get back up. It does look like it's going to curl back up there. Snow not looking bad, and that one did get back into that channel and does look like it wants to pop up there. So we'll keep an eye if it can get back into this channel, and you can see then it would really get popping. So that is Snow. We'll keep an eye on that as always. And Dell, that one actually got back over the support line. Look at it, held itself up and should roll off. So I think we know exactly what's going on, as we usually do, but we can easily follow this pattern right here. And PLTR, let me just type it in right, and it might work out for us. And again, another one, they all have that same look right there where they're ready to get set up. Look at Sophie getting ready to curl back up and look good. If you think that the tariffs are going hardcore tomorrow, these charts are going to get clobbered. We may see a recession if that happens tomorrow immediately. So I can't imagine Mara. Look at this thing getting set up. And also the Trump sons were on today talking about some Bitcoin project, and I don't know, I retweeted it out. I hopped on there for the last bit of it. I don't know if it's a mining thing. They were talking about like a ledger. I don't know what the hell they were talking about. Anyway, they're always involved in something. And you know, crypto ain't going nowhere as long as they keep jumping in these projects. So Riot, look at this thing rolling up. It's about to cause a riot soon. So keep your eye on good old Riot. It should jump through that 20 and get moving again. And how about MicroStrategy? Was not looking bad today. It was up $17, and it's in the channel trying to roll back off. So there you go. I'm telling you, not looking bad. Look at this thing. Looks like it's going to roll up and get cruising. Crypto wasn't looking bad either. Bitcoin's at 84,813. Solana's at 124. And let's see, XRP, Ripple's at 209. That's way down. Cardano's at 66. Ethereum's at 1,881. Doge is at 17 right there. And let's see. I think we got them all, and Cardano, I was going to wait for it, but oh, it's at 66 right there. So yeah, that's what they're looking like. We'll go right back and hit them in 1 minute. Let me just finish up here. CLSK, that looks like it's cruising back up. Coinbase was doing pretty well today. It looks like it tried to bottom out. Robinhood looked like the same thing. Look at these things. They all look kind of similar, and it looks like there's 420 people viewing. So how is everybody? Good old 420. I just happened to look over, and it's 420. What a good number right there. Everyone go take your smoke break. 420 viewers. And thank you everybody for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Now we're at 421. So there you go. I like this this StreamYard's pretty cool stuff. It does make it pretty easy to do everything on streaming. So definitely a good little program that works out for me anyway. And anyway, Hood not looking bad like the rest of them, guys. So I'm telling you, they are looking pretty good. And good old DJT up a little bit. Look at him curling up, trying to get moving back up. And I'm sure he wants his evaluation to jump up. Look at that thing looking good to get into that channel. And Fun was looking good. I saw it earlier. And look at it. Just sitting right there getting ready to rock and roll on Fun. So that looks good as well. And let's look at Mountain right here. How about MT first? This one, I have no idea. It's a steel company. I've never even seen this one. It's going down. So we'll look at Mountain, though. And that one was trying to get set up. And look at it pushing down. We'll have to look and see. And most of the time they are curling back up, but that does not look as good. It'll have to jump up tomorrow if it wants to make it. And that's Val McDonald's right here. That's trying to curl up. And let's see, it's been doing pretty well, actually. Good old McDonald's. MCD, and yeah, that thing doesn't look too bad as well. And let's look at Boeing. That was down a little bit today, pulling back to that line, probably to get set back up. And space hasn't been the best one, and it's down generally most of the time. So might as well take that right off the list. IBM, though, is a good one right here. And this thing looks like it was trying to curl back up. Look at it. We'll have to take a look and see if it's going to get through right there. But it does look pretty good. I was looking at it today. So keep an eye on IBM right there. And Disney was down, it says, on that line. And looks like it could bounce up. Let's look at it real quick. And yeah, it does look like it could be bouncing back up again off that line. So we could have a lot of great opportunities for this next week or so. And again, you got to take them day to day. Oxy, look at it, just sitting there, not doing much, but it doesn't look bad right there. It's not XOY, it's Oxy right there. And yeah, look at it, trying to get set up. And ExxonMobil, that was up. And look at this thing, guys. Remember we were talking about it way down here, that it was looking good. Now you're way at the 119 area. And it is up there. And it is just kind of cruising along. It may be trying to top out, to be honest with you. But that was a nice run up for ExxonMobil. And how about Nike right here? That's up $1.28, looking much better. We'll see if it can get cruising. Doesn't necessarily look like it wants to fly, but it could start to move. And this DXYZ, we looked at Destiny Tech, and that is looking pretty good right there. So there you go with our Mag 7, our big caps, and all them guys. Let me make sure we got everything. I think I did anyway over there. And arm was crossed up, and we got all that. Let me just make sure. And I would say that was a pretty good market review. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I think I got everything for there. Let me go through the scanner real quick, see what we're missing, and the news stories real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Stocks on tenterhooks. What the heck is that? As Trump tariff plans loom, and stock treasury slip and countdown to tariffs, and Trump tariffs loom. Dow futures edge lower. Trump considers a blanket option of 20% tariffs. I'm telling you guys, no one knows what's going on. Just look at the charts and listen to what I'm telling you. We have a better idea than everybody, I think, just looking at this stuff. And you guys know how we call it. It's pretty simple. Stock futures are a little changed ahead of Trump's tariffs right there. And I agree. It's not looking bad to me, I must say. We'll look over here. Whoop, I went on to the wrong spot, I think. I don't even know what I'm clicking right now. But here we go. That BIF. This one's not looking bad. That Damon, we've been looking at it. It's been pulling back, and I've watched it today kind of pull back. We'll see if it's trying to bottom out. Possibility there. That STSS, nice pullback too. We were all over RSLS and ICCT and Lucid we talked about tonight. And we already, and DNN we talked about, and all these guys we already knew about. Let's see, Plug, that's way down there. We had that before. PSLV, that's way up. That's a silver one, it looks like. And the SPY and Pfizer's way down. That was trying to get set up. Maybe Pfizer will. HEPA was up right there. We talked about Sophie setting up. And this CSAI, I think we went over this cloud structure. We went over that yesterday, didn't we? I remember saying this name just the other day, and I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. And that popped up there. So again, there's so many of them. You can just pick and choose which ones you want to play and run. We go through them. I point out what looks good and what doesn't and what's going to be popping. So it's pretty straightforward, I must say. And we definitely know the pattern right now. So we got that down, and we're just kind of cruising right through this market like it's no big deal. I don't see anything else. I was cruising around earlier taking a look, and again, I think they are kind of waiting for their tariffs, and but I think everything looks pretty good, to be completely honest with you. Let me see what's trending over here on the old stock twits real quick, and let me see over here. Hold on one second. Let me take a look. Whoop, there it goes. It's taking a second. That WTF is up, is trending, obviously. And Newsmax and HIMS we went over. What's JYD? It looks like it's way down there. That thing, or if it's not, it's going to be getting shorted down. It looks like it says it's down 70-something%. JYD, and there you go. You see what I'm talking about, guys? Look, if you're looking at FinViz, you have no idea this thing's down. StockTwits definitely knows it's at $1.52, and so does this. So I would say it's Definitely Finviz. And again, these things, you got to be tracking them, because if you're not, what if you have this thing and you're looking at it like, oh, is it going to run again tomorrow? Let me see. And you have no idea. You just got smoked. Like, you just got hammered on it. So you gotta know what's going on here. And that's why I point them things out sometimes. And again, they're going to get it fixed. I have faith in them. So that's all that matters. And hopefully it's in the next month. XBI, let me type that in right. XBI, that is an ETF right there. That's way down, and I'm not sure why, but it is way down. I don't know what it does, but it does something. SBDR, it's like the S&P Biotech. Okay, so that's what it was. I couldn't really tell. Oh, Bio, I wasn't even paying attention. But that is the Biotech ETF, and it is way down. And obviously, it's going to be bouncing relatively soon, so you're going to see some Biotech ones popping back up relatively soon. And let's see what else is happening here. CSAI, we just talked about that one, actually. And CRWV, CoreWeave, this is a brand new one that just ran up like a maniac as well. We weren't watching that. Johnson & Johnson is down. And that one, whoa, look at that. That was a beautiful setup. I remember we were looking at it. Look at this, guys. How about that pattern holding true right there, huh? Pretty amazing, isn't it? That's why you got to be careful with any of these. You're better off playing the ones that are rolled up over top, because they're staying up there. These guys, when they're trying to curl through, that's generally what you're looking for. They don't always do it. And look at Johnson & Johnson. I don't know what happened, but they must have had something happen. I have no idea. Way too many things happen in there, but that's Johnson & Johnson way down. And let me just take a look, and the rest is just a couple crypto coins, and obviously ETF 500. It is under the nine. It looks like it's back under 9 million market cap, but not much, like 8.6 or something. Let me see if I can find it again. Here it is. And let me see, yeah, like 8.6. But again, you're getting into the nighttime, and that chart looks real healthy. It changes the chart over right around 7 or 8 o'clock. I think this is like 8 or 9 o'clock that more or less changes. But crypto is usually around 7 p.m. Eastern time is generally when it is. Maybe it's at 8, because we do change the clocks around so much, so I have to pay attention. But it is right in that time frame. And then again, this thing looks like it wants to run up that next leg, which would be right back over a penny. So you could see it cruising some more right there. So that's what we're looking at. And I'd say that's a pretty good market review right there for tonight. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for our pre-market. We'll do our Joey's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns. We'll check out the market, the SPY, the big caps, crypto, see what's going on. It's a quick, easy show. From 7 to about 7:40-ish, we do it. And we make sure we know exactly what's going on in the market. We see what's popping, what's happening, and what's going to be popping. So there you go, everybody. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you. Anybody new tuning in, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you don't follow along on X and YouTube and all them good things. And we're always posting 100% poppers and how the market's running and everything else, and having a good time. So there you go. And thank you again for hanging out tonight. Make sure you're always trading smart and locking in those profits. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. Thanks again, everybody. And I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything. Janica, yep, I think that's how you say your name. And I think I got everything. I'm just making sure over here and seeing if there was anything I missed. But I think I got it all. And I think so. Yeah, yeah, guys, if you see any of the fake accounts and imposter accounts, just report them. There's like a million of them. So thank you very much there, Conslayer. Yeah, there's a ton of them out there. It's out of control. Between that and the bots, you post something on X and holy cow, like immediately the bots just start. If you follow this person, and I used to point it out, I don't even waste my time, but I mean, it's because obviously they're just bots, but they don't even follow the person they're telling you to follow. It's ridiculous. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So yeah, you have to deal with all that nonsense. But yeah, if you see any fake accounts, obviously, and I respond to everybody, so just make sure it's my real account. I have the blue check mark, and you know it's me. I think if you you can probably tell it's me immediately when I message back because I probably message the way I talk, and I think you have a pretty good idea, but I do get them all day, and I greatly appreciate everybody pointing that out to me too, like, yeah, this person's being trying to hit me up and scam me. It's not cool, and I'm glad everybody's bright enough not to know that I'm not trying to hit people up and scam anybody. So clearly they're just scam accounts. Report them all, and hopefully it gets cleaned up at some point. But yeah, it's gotten out of control with it all on X completely, so hopefully it does clean up a little bit with that, because yeah, every time you post it's just nonstop nonsense, and I really enjoy everybody's comments and everything, and it just seems like it's just more spam than anything anymore. So I see everybody kind of turning their comments to only like followers that they mention or verified people for that reason, because that's the way you can kind of weed them out, the only way. So yeah, it's not just me. I think I see it across the board, everybody, and it is out of control. But anyway, thank you very much, and again, I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in, and check us out at 7 a.m. because we're always on. And yeah, ETF, I'm just looking at it right now. It's back to 8.7 market cap, and I'm telling you guys, this thing is going to get wild again. And I'm glad I was buying it up, and I kept telling you guys when it was cheap, I was just buying it really just small increments of a little soul here, half a soul, a little bit. And I'm telling you, like, one soul back then was like, it would be crazy. It would be like 30,000 coins. Right now, a soul, I think you're getting probably about at 9 cents, you're probably getting between like 12 and 15,000 coins, I'd have to imagine. So it's a pretty big difference right there. And so yeah, that's how I started to accumulate so much. And I realized, I was like, man, you just start getting so much as you accumulate it very little. And I wasn't really, buying a whole bunch, and it would pull back. I'd buy a little more, and obviously my average would go down clearly. And then now I'll tell you exactly, I'm over 1.7 million in coins right there, and yeah, it's up like a couple grand. So it's cruising along, and I'll be real happy when this thing gets moving for sure. And I think a lot of you guys will be, like I've been telling you. I told you guys it would be life changing for people, and I think a lot of people definitely I know a lot of people got in because I helped out a ton of people. And anything's, like I said, this thing could get cranking, guys. You could easily see it go over $1. This thing gets locked up, and like Solana starts moving again, watch out, it's going to be gapping. So I'm going to be excited. My account's going to be looking good, and I know all you guys' accounts are going to be looking nice too. And again, we'll trade that, we'll rock that, we'll hit the market, we'll just crush it all together, make a bunch of money in these next few months together, and then we'll all go on like a cool vacation or something. So there you go. That's our plan, and that's what we're going to do, because that's what we do every day. And let's just start really cruising and crushing the market as we've been. So I'll just spell it out for you, let you know what the market's doing, and you guys play it accordingly, how you guys play it, because again, we all have different trading styles and how you do it. Not everybody trades penny stocks, not everyone trades options. So I just kind of give you a little bit of everything, and again, you guys send in great stock tickers, and it's a team effort here. So that's why I greatly appreciate everybody's help. And so continue to tune in. We'll keep doing the show as always, and we'll keep knocking them out of the park as we usually do. We'll look at that SMA and that TOPW tomorrow, new IPOs, so we do have that all covered for the morning. We'll go through that tomorrow morning, see what they're up to, and we'll get cruising along and start locking in some profits. So there you go, everybody. I hope you have a great night. Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you follow along on all the social media, and I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. for our pre-market. So have a good night, and I'll see you at 7 a.m.